everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Irish Wrestling Podcast. The only place where we will tell you that if it's entertaining, enjoy it, because that's what we do on a regular basis. It is, of course, myself, Sensational Queen Lizzie. Lovely to see you all once more. It is himself, Booker G, 5 times. Part-time wrestler and also referee on the side. Oh my God. Sorry, I just thought like if we moved down the referee stuff and just pushed that wrestling stuff, Foxy, you know what I mean? The fan base you have is just going to be euphoric, you know what I mean? Because they love to see you in the ring when you're not in your stripes. It is, of course, the one and only Silver Fox. Oh, Silver Fox, tell me. Rumor has it there is a fabulous new publication that has your name written all over it that is now available for public. Tell me more.
Yeah, it is. So the Newton Bat Productions is a publishing company that myself and Brian Maxwell have started, and with that, we've also wrote a comic book together. It's called One Fall.
One Fall.
One Fall.
Yeah. So anytime you hear that at a show, I have free advertisement because
amazing.
You should own the copyright.
We should bring our comic with us. Our comics with us. When they say One Fall, we'll hold up our comic and go One Fall.
Hell no, I'm getting that framed. That's not getting touched.
I'll use
my walk out and just like, yeah, there you go.
Yeah, oh my God.
You should get it. You should get it merchandise though. You should get some merchandise t-shirts.
I need to get some stuff for Foxy. Yeah. Oh my, could you imagine? Wouldn't it be unbelievable? The mind now is going. The mind.
See the Marvel t-shirts where they have the old Marvel comics on the t-shirts, just the front cover of certain issues. You could totally put the issue front cover on.
Like, I have to get a bit of work on that.
If there's enough demand, like absolutely happy to do that.
People of the Irish wrestling scene, if you're watching this now and you have not bought Foxy's comic, buy it. There's not many left. It is limited edition. That right?
It's limited at the moment, but like if there's enough demand, we'll get more printed out. We're looking into other ways of like getting it to as many people as possible.
How can we get it?
Extremely cheap anyway. So it's €10. There you go.
For nothing. €10 is Jesus Christ. It's a pint and a half. It's nothing. Do you know what I mean?
It's a pint in fucking some parts of Temple Bar.
Well, there you go. And you won't be half as entertained because you'd need about 6 more. And
where can they get it, Foxy?
Where can they get it?
So you can get it from, you can message myself or you can message Brian himself. We both have a certain amount on us at all times. So that way, at least then you've doubled the option to get one. But yeah, like just message us on through the DMs just till we can actually set up a proper shop in the new year. It's just
amazing.
Brian doesn't message by phone, doesn't he? No, he just shouts.
He is loud, yes. He is very loud. But he's that wonderful, he's Mr. Wonderful, he's that chaotic energy. He's it's so enthusiastic, especially when I'm the opposite. I'm usually very just like quiet and just like I'm tired. I don't want to talk to anyone. I'm like
for anyone who doesn't know who Brian is, who goes to OTT shows, you do know who Brian is.
Yeah,
you just don't know that that's who he is. He is the loudest man in any at any OTT show that he's at, and he's such a sweetheart. But I do not like sitting beside him for obvious reasons, and he has been told this on numerous occasions. But yeah, he always gives me a giggle at shows. He's hilariously funny. As Foxy said, chaotic energy, and he's great to have at shows. He definitely he's always starting chants and stuff. So, but yeah, just not when he's here, like right here, right when he's over there. Like,
keep my distance a little bit, a little bit of a distance, but like, yeah. But no, he's fantastic to have around. Like, especially recently at like our first events, like trying to sell the comic, it's just been fantastic because he's just that ball of energy that you need. And his brain is constantly working in regards to just like, right, how do I catch people's attention? How do I do this? Like, what if I do this? Like, give me all the gimmicks, I'll do this. Like, just something like, and I'm just like, I am sitting back just like, can we not just sit down for 5 minutes and just like wait and see what people like? No. Let me do this. Fine, let's do this. Right. And I get in on it as well.
Foxy, got to strike where the iron's hot. Get them ideas flowing.
Exactly.
Unbelievable. So there you go. All you have to do to get a copy of that is to slide into Foxy's DM. There you go. To get your hands on.
Doesn't sound questionable in the slightest.
First time for everything.
There you go. Jesus. Well, just as he slid into our conversation there with one of his other comments, it's Mark. Woo! Mark is full of sauce today. Full of sauce. I tell you, man, do you want a squeezy bottle for that ketchup you're dishing out everywhere? Of course, dear Mark is joining us. Mark, tell us what's the buzz, what's happening. The busiest man ever. There's always something going on, always attending something. Hard to get a hold of, hard to pin down, but I tell you, when you do, my God, you're in for a treat. What's the crack, Mark?
Yeah, just busy. Now you put me on the spot now in live camera, but yeah, busy. Things going on, coaching a few different rugby teams, a lot of work going on. So yeah, no, I'm thoroughly enjoying being back on these with you wonderful people, even Colin.
Jesus Christ, it's just literally the jabs are coming in are just like
it's that UK version of the Lions top that he's wearing. Like if he was wearing the Irish version, the green one that like most people in Ireland would actually wear, and not the UK Brit version, he might be a bit more cheerier.
Right, okay. Okay, well I'm in great form. I'm having a great time.
Guys,
As long as you're comfortable.
Exactly. Do you know what? You do you, boo. You do you. There you go. Fantastic. So, December, as we have mentioned on previous shows, is shaping up to be an absolute cracker. Get it? Of a month, right? I know, right? I'm here all week. Of a show of a month for wrestling. Colin is like, shoot me now. Anybody, just please shoot me now. Oh my God. Oh well. Anyway. Yes, and for sure, we are in for an absolute treat when it comes to OTT's wrestling weekend in December. 2 shows. One is going to be, of course, in Dublin and the other in Belfast. Cards are pretty strong for both of these shows. And as we mentioned on previous shows, well, like there's nothing like Christmas shows. The buzz, the energy, everybody's in such high spirits and in such good form that it just takes the energy of the venue they're in to another place. It totally doesn't. It just hypes everything up. And no matter what happens, everybody is just having the time of their life and really, really enjoying it. So with that, how are you feeling about this OTT weekend? Are you buzzed for it?
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. Yeah, love OTT Christmas weekends. Love them. Yeah, I think that the first one I went to was just before COVID, and there's usually a Christmas street fight, usually a bit of crack. Everyone just kind of, again, like all the other shows, we spoke about this on the last show, and like everything else, everyone just kind of leaves their inhibitions at the door. Everyone's just there to have the crack, and everyone just seems to be a bit more jolly, a bit more fun, just up for just having a laugh, and that definitely shows in the ring. And even though you might have some serious matches, there's usually some sort of shenanigans or something at the end of a match just to lighten everything back up again, or and most shows usually end with a bit of a Christmas sing song. So but yeah, it really looking forward to the OTT shows. There's a couple of really, don't think we were expecting to have the massively stacked cards that we do, including the women's championship match, that a nice happy accident. Hopefully that one does go ahead. We do know that Session with Martina is still dealing with an injury, so whether she'll be back in time is still, as far as I know, touch and go, but we're still hoping. But if it is, it's a happy accident. We didn't get it at the anniversary show in the stadium. I know the people involved were a bit disappointed that didn't happen. I know Session with herself, we saw her visibly in the ring at the stadium, but yeah, like we're gonna get that at the Christmas show as our main event, which is huge, such a huge match that to close out that show. So, buzzing to say the least. And then obviously the setup for the Rumble as well. This is our setup for the Rumble, as we saw announced for the Belfast show. We have a number 30 spot match after being announced. So yeah, like there's implications not just for this show, but then going into the new year as well. So we're gonna know where we stand coming into 2024. So yeah, a lot at stake.
Definitely.
That is the main event currently advertised. It is a ladder match. It's still advertised as a ladder match.
Yeah.
Sammy D is defending the OTT title against someone we know from Contenders, Goldenboy Santos. I interviewed him actually last week. That will be that should be up on the channel as we speak. This should be there now for anybody who's wondering. You want to find out a bit more about Goldenboy Santos before he faces Sammy D. A very massive backstory for him. Getting trained by people like Killer Kelly and Walter. He's got a background in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and he's a 4-time national basketball champion, and a massive dude. We saw him before.
He's a fucking tank.
Absolute massive dude. Yeah. To get an OTT title match in his first main show on OTT is huge. Like, how do you feel about this?
Is it a title match? Because it's listed as just Sammy D versus Goldenboy Santos. It's not listed as a title match, but even still, getting a first match in versus the champ, it's kind of curious. Is that the word? It's kind of like there's no real rhyme or reason as such. Obviously, there's something in the offing, something we're not aware of, and there's obviously the wonderful, beautiful, shiny mind that is Joe Cabray is obviously got something in the back of his head about what wants to do going forward. And even like I look at the Belfast card, and we've got Thiago coming over from France from ABC Catch. He's their champion. So like, he's obviously trying to get a bit more of a different flavor across the shows with kind of a new wave of talent, bringing a different. Lid's laughing at me here now. Different wave of
the
talent.
only person who knows that she's laughing at is herself.
Okay, so
that's why
we'll find out in about 10 minutes. We will.
I think the word I kind of look at that card and like I can see that session Debbie match. It's just it feels to me like head and shoulders bigger than everything else on that card. It was brilliant. It has that kind of that's what sells the card. Like Renzo Amore, Real One, and the Rascals. Them to me, they're like I think I'll thoroughly enjoy them. I'll love it, but I don't know how. Like Renzo Rose was big in 2013. I don't know how many like younger kids will know who he is.
Renzo Rose?
Enzo Amore. Jesus Christ. I'm sorry. And then the Rascals from Impact Wrestling. Like I don't know how many people are going to be overly familiar with them. I think that'd be an unbelievable match for the Rascals and Social Elite. It's a really cool spot for Josh as well against Enzo Amore. So, there's curious cards between the two of them. It's kind of my takeaway. Like Santos is against Big Damo on the Sunday. Like that's another huge spot for him. So obviously there's something very, very big in the background that I'm not privy to. But I'm curious to see how all this unfolds, to be honest. Liz, can you enlighten us on what you're laughing at?
No idea what's going on.
No, you're still at least another 5 minutes away.
She'll be gone for
again.
Give her another few minutes. But like, now to kind of like fill you in a little bit. So like Santos, like over the last few OTT training camps for the School of Irish Wrestling, Santos has been there, and he's been one of the standouts for a few of the coaches there. Because like he's big, he's jacked, and he does have like he's a natural athlete as well. Not only that, he looks so impressive as well because like of his size. So to be honest, I think like there definitely has some ideas for him going forward. And why not like really test the waters, put him against our champion. Like, why not? And then you're getting the opposite side of that spectrum by having him against Big Damo. So you can really like test the waters and see how good is he actually going to be. Not saying how good he is, how good he's actually going to be. Because we've seen that he has massive amounts of potential to be almost like a regular for OTT, because and that all depends on how he performs this for the OTT weekend. I think it's a nice mix up. It's something you don't really see on OTT. It's a different flavor, and like what you said with Thiago, like Thiago is their APC catch champion. So yeah, it does give a different flavor to the show overall. But I mean, we're no stranger to Thiago. Thiago is insanely talented in himself. He's great, great talker, good in-ring ability. Like now he's a champion, so you can definitely tell that there's you could see a lot more crossover between the different promotions that they represent over the next year. So I'm excited about the prospects of it.
Like APC Catch, correct me if I'm wrong, that's the biggest promotion based in France, kind of in around the Paris region, as far as I'm aware, in terms of biggest attendance and turnover. Thiago, sorry, Santos, we touched on earlier. He's obviously got training from Walter, and he's done bits and pieces with WXW, but he's never really been prominent in any other promotion. He's kind of just done kind of regional, local things. He's never turned up regularly into. It could be quite a unique kind of selling point or key selling point for OTT if they can turn him into one of their guys. As such,
going for 5 years only. He's only been doing it for 5 years, but
I think there's a bit more at play. As far as I know, Santos opened the school in the last year as well, so that could be the maybe a bit of a sweetener there as well. I know, like he's been pushing that school. He's been over here training as well, learning from people. Maybe he's looking to maybe bring someone over, bring some people over to his school, coaches, wrestlers, whoever that may be, and potentially run shows over there as well. So this could be the bridge that's building that, you know. So he's also, like, he's been over, he's been training. So give him the ball. Let's see what he can do in these matches. And at the same time, if we can get some good from being at those training camps, like one of the big things that's pushed by all the coaches, network guys, everyone should be networking, and any wrestler that's worth their salt will be telling you network. It's part and parcel of the game. So this could be that networking opportunity to open the door with Santos and his new school as well. So we do have, like, the couple of other imports mentioned, Enzo Amore, or whatever the fuck he's going as these days, the Bálor G, whatever he wants to call himself. Yeah, good to get him in. Obviously it's a recognizable name for what is usually a smaller type of show. So to see the caliber of people coming in for the Christmas shows. I think the last couple of Christmas shows were in the KFRC and the Ringside Club, I think. So usually they're a bit smaller level. So you can see that maybe that uptick on those Christmas shows, and what we're going to get is this going forward. But massive opportunity for one of my favorite wrestlers in the country at the moment, Josh. I've been a firm advocate of Josh for a long time. I think he's the whole package, in my opinion. He has the looks, he has the moves, he has the charisma. He's funny, he's witty, he can make me laugh, he can make me hate him, he can make me love him, you know. So I think big things in Josh's future, and to be given this opportunity is huge from him. So happy that he is getting this opportunity, and hopefully he does wonders with it. But yeah, there's MSK, the Rascals, whatever we want to call them. I know Wesley was MSK in NXT, but the other two now are coming back. The first time that they've been back in a few years. So I know that they were firm fan favorites. Say that 10 times fast. When they were over pre-COVID. So I know a lot of the people who have been around since before the COVID days are buzzing to see these guys back, and have been itching to see them come back since they've been back on the scene as the Rascals. So I've been told that I need to do this at the shows. So if everyone wants to practice that as well, yeah, this stupid thing that they do. Yeah, Mark's not having any of it.
That's part of it.
Oh
Mark,
my
Mark,
God.
Way too
Mark,
good.
are you going to the shows? Are you going to?
Mark's
I actually
Mark's
am,
gonna be
yeah.
at the show like this,
Oh,
Good idea.
definitely. I know.
my fellow brethren,
As long as you're in your rugby gear, you'll be okay.
I'll be there, yeah.
fellow Leinster fans.
Uh,
But yeah, like listen, that's again for Matthew Bullis Smith, who got a shout out from around JD McDonagh during the week. It took me by surprise hearing that
Yeah, it took
name.
me by surprise as well. I was
You
like,
know, so I think that shows how highly thought of
yeah.
the likes
Yeah.
of JD and the other coaches in Irish wrestling think of this guy. And then you have the expertise of Sean Max or Guinness. I think to see these guys getting that type of match as well is huge. Stacked card across the board. Be Cool getting the championship opportunity against the newly crowned Renzo Rose.
mhm.
Open challenge with Amore. Who the fuck is that gonna be?
Yeah, who do we think, lads? I assume it's gonna be LJ.
Hmm.
I know he's back soon. So what do you
early.
lads reckon? Too early?
I think we're too soon.
I think it'd be either LJ or just looking at that card. You think it has to be somebody big, maybe. I don't know, like something that'll get a pop when he comes out. If Amore's in the ring and like, come out, face me, bah.
Trent's
That'd be
on the boat. Is Trent advertised for it? No, he's not.
No, he's not. God no.
Leighton.
It was me, Austin. It was me all along. No, like although I would love the opportunity to wrestle Amore, no. No, he would kill me.
Could be anybody.
I'd love to see that. I'd love to see that. Can it be you, Foxy? Can you answer the challenge? Please answer the challenge. I'd love to see Amore just deadlift Foxy. Do you know that deadlift swing that he does?
Yeah.
Woo! Swinging Fox.
Do you have any
Every time he
predictions,
does it,
folks?
he's just like woo, woo to the tune of his music. There you go.
Do we have any predictions for who it'll be?
I've a couple of ideas in mind just based on people who have been around. I go out on a limb and say that I'm probably going to be severely disappointed, and it's going to be just someone who's been knocking about. And anyway, that it's not going to be a comeback or a surprise. I hope it is a comeback or a surprise, and if it is, my two that I could potentially think of, but I don't really want to give spoilers if it is. Fuck it, I will.
Okay, go on.
Callum Black would be one that I would love to see. He has history with Amore. Just before COVID, they had a bit of a thing. Amore, Callum, Scotty Davis, we're having a bit of a thing there. So I'd love to see Callum make his return on this one. And I won't mention the other one. No, I won't. I'll leave it at that. Callum Black.
Like then again, you could see the likes of someone that could do with the opportunities. So the likes of a Keane Noonan or Boots Murphy or even Alex Grayson for that matter. Like you never know. And to be honest, like these are usually the best opportunities to do that.
Yeah.
And test the waters, like see how they fare against someone of Amore's level. Like because dude's a super athlete, like serious professional wrestler. Like he will hate that I'm saying it, but like it's serious professional wrestling.
Yeah. He always downplays just how good he actually is. Like he's so what's the word? That's gone from my head. But yeah, he downplays himself and his own abilities.
Humble.
He's very humble. He's extremely humble. But yeah, absolutely, Foxy. And I reckon that's the most likely outcome would be one of the guys that are itching for those opportunities to step up. I think that is the likelihood. If it is a comeback though, I'd like to see a comeback. There are a few people knocking around who haven't yet made returns. That I will keep a couple of them in my pocket. But
I've got a I don't know, because I saw the Enzo Amore real ones on that card, and like Joe heavily leans on that kind of NXT Performance Center 2013 class. So I've just got it in my head to be like he'll have somebody else coming over, just as like that kind of throwback pop like he's had with Santino and things like that. I was trying to think while I was preparing for this, like who could that be? And somebody that I know, I don't think is under contract with WWE anymore, doing his Uncle Howdy thing, Bo Dallas. That would be pretty cool. Kind of every come out and do his Bo Leaf shtick. I think that kind of spot's gonna be, I don't know, it has to be that kind of surprise pop. Jay Money will do a run in and he'll pull Omari away and I'll get you next time type of thing from the ramp. It'll be that kind of shenanigan-y type interaction, I think. I don't think for a surprise opponent you're gonna get a bell to bell exhibition match that we'd all like to see from Omari. I could be completely way off from that. Just looking at the kind of the way it's framed.
If you're going into the 2013 class, Pac is currently sitting in the UK doing nothing. So
yeah, that could be 100%.
Again, you never know. You never know who it could be.
Yeah.
And to be honest, I'm glad about that because you want your little bit of Christmas surprise, as it were.
Yeah.
Bless.
We love a bit of that.
Oh, it's gonna be Santi after he caps Jay Styles and fight.
That's who it is.
It's gonna be Gangster Santi.
He's making the towns. That's what he's doing.
Dear God.
That's the Dublin show. Belfast, Enzo and Darius against the Rascals should be a hell of a match.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If anything, it'll be entertaining.
Yeah.
Because you'll see
an opportunity for Darius to show off to people who work, like the Rascals who are working for TNA when it comes to January.
Yeah.
He's someone who could fit in pretty well. I know Leon Slater's already signed.
Oh, definitely.
Darius, Omari, people like that are people like could shine over there. Like, if they're stepping their way up to AEW or WWE in the future, like, if they want to, get to the next level, like showing off to people who are in TNA could be something they could do well.
Absolutely.
I think the Reese and the Rascals will mesh so well together. I think their styles will mesh really well. I haven't seen Enzo apart from outside of his WWE days and the couple of shoot appearances he made after that, the Silly Sausage. But I haven't seen any of his indie stuff, so I don't know what his style is like these days.
He's pretty good. He's pretty good. He's been working for MLW for the past number of years. A lot of people have left them recently, though, just for over financial and creative issues.
They lost that TV deal and stuff, didn't they?
Yeah. So he's pretty solid in terms of what he's been doing the past few years, though, and he's keeping his nose out of trouble. So
plus he has an Irish passport.
Does he?
Yeah.
Where did he acquire that from?
I have no idea. Apparently he had it for 10 years.
We've seen it.
Oh, fair enough. Okay, fair play.
And an interview. I won't call it an interview, but he did with the lads in the past.
A monologue.
The lads asked him one question and he spoke for 45 minutes without stopping.
And what was the question? How are you, Enzo?
Yeah, pretty much. Then he just went off.
And Zoom ran out.
And he walked away, started picking up drawings and designs he had for stuff and plans.
Of plans for creative.
Lovely.
Chaos. It was brilliant.
I won't even ask what he was on, but anyway.
It was so entertaining.
Okay.
Very entertaining.
What else we got for Belfast?
We have the winner gets number 30. I'm a bit pissed off about this.
Beefy.
I'm a bit pissed off.
Meat.
Why are you giving away the number 30 for? That should be
because that's the best number, Colin. That's why it's a prize.
Obviously, I get.
You come in last.
I get.
Spend the least amount of energy.
I get it. For an indie show, that should be your pop spot, in my opinion. That should be your one of your surprises. That's the one that everyone is anticipating. To give that away, I don't know. It just doesn't do it for me.
See, you're going by WWE standards.
No, I'm not, because WWE usually gives it away.
Yeah, but for an indie show, it doesn't need the pop at 30 because there's gonna be pops during the match.
Everyone wants to pop at 30 though.
I can't wait for Kevin Nash to come out.
Yeah, if you walk to it. Or someone dressed as him.
Oh, imagine.
Blue Cane.
Fake Diesel and fake Razor.
Oh my God.
I want Blue Cane.
Imagine.
Mr. Blobby.
That'd be so good.
Mr.
Foxy
Blobby.
with a blue cane mask on.
He's like whoever's working that gimmick is making a living off it now. Like, or he's getting a reasonable amount of bookings off it.
No, we don't want Blue Cane.
We do.
They got copyrighted recently, didn't they?
Yes, they did.
They can't use blue cane anymore. Yeah.
How pathetic's that?
That's why he's kind of kept quiet for the last like
Kind of
weeks.
Changed it slightly. Like it's not K.
A turquoise cane.
Candy
That's
cane.
changed the-
Teal. Yeah.
I think he has to tweak it a little bit so that way it's not a blatant ripoff
Yeah.
Oh my god.
version of. Sorry, he's the shiny Pokemon of wrestling. Because like
it's taken Joe and OTT so long to have a Rumble match. What's
Because
why?
Joe said that he doesn't want to do a rumble unless he can do one properly.
Yeah.
Mm.
That's what he
Rumbles.
said. He doesn't like rumbles. They are like I've seen a few of them.
Yeah.
They do tend to be a bit hokey.
Yeah.
They tend to not work pretty well. That everyone looks forward to them, and then they turn out being a bit of the drizzling shits.
Has there been a Rumble match in Ireland before? Not a battle royal, like, but actually.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
There
There was
was
only one in NLW
Yes.
earlier on this year.
there was a Rumble for a private event a few years back. And
Oh, Rob got kicked in the face by
Yes, he
Corbin.
yeah, Corbin kicked him right in the face.
I'm gonna try get right. So this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna try get this video, and hopefully I can get it. And if I do, Jerry, you can stitch it in now.
Thanks for coming, folks. Thanks for coming, folks. Listen to that crowd, isn't it? Oh, okay, your headphones on just a second here. Graham says that quiet is thrashing everybody.
It was brilliant. It was fucking brilliant. It was so good. It
And
was
if you watch the footage, you'll see everyone just react to it, be like, "Ugh," like even me on the outside, you can see it, like on the footage. But
What do you mean by private event? Did somebody pay for a lot of wrestlers to come over to the house and recreate a Rumble?
it was a corporate gig, I think,
it
wasn't
was
it?
a corporate function.
Okay.
It took place in the academy.
Okay.
Ooh.
That's a great venue for wrestling.
Yeah.
I think I said chatting to somebody about it recently. That'd be unbelievable if possible.
No, it's not. It's not a great
Really?
venue for wrestling.
Terrible, too small.
Terrible.
Right.
The ring was right up to the. Do you know the way they have the barriers on the
Yeah.
ground? The ring was right up to the barrier. Like it's.
I thought it'd be similar to kind of the setup with Hard Knocks in terms of the kind of balconies hanging over and you'd have it in the middle. But yeah.
Yes and no.
Okay.
But like what Colin said, like the barriers were like you'd barely like be able to fit a person in between,
Okay. Yeah.
which is very, very dangerous because during said match, you had a couple of close calls where some lads got launched over and nearly like basically breaking their
Killed
backs
themselves,
off
yeah.
the guardrail. So
Okay.
yeah, not an ideal venue. Like, but at least it was a testing ground for a Rumble. That it can be done if
Yeah.
a few people are brought in. Now back then we didn't have the depth that we do now
Mm.
in terms of the talent pool. Like realistically, we could actually do a Rumble without getting too many people in, and it wouldn't lose the novelty of it. So therefore, like anyone we do get over for it, they will get a pop for their appearance.
Is
So
this,
I think we can do it right.
open to everyone? It's not just the men's Rumble, is it? It's women.
I don't know. That's entirely up to the boss man.
No idea.
So
There was a couple of rumbles in Phoenix. Did you guys not see the Phoenix rumbles? No.
I think they were battle royals. So it was like,
Nah, those
Battle
rumbles.
they had
Was-
one Rumble.
Was that a rumble?
The rest were battle royals.
Okay.
So one of their last shows, which was a kid show, like they did the Rumble, an actual Rumble. But everything else was like a battle royal with like I think 20 people. So
I think Rumbles, unless they're like property for a kids show, as Colin said, are incredibly hokey and they're just like lift and shift from what you see on the TV, and it's very, I think, generally can be quite unoriginal. And that kind of thing just kind of grates with me. Like I know like people do Money in the Bank matches, but like that's a WWE licensed match. Like that, I found that kind of just, you know, sits awkwardly with me. But like knowing that Joe's taken, geez, people have been at him for years about this. There's obviously there's thought gone into it as opposed to not just doing it for the sake of doing it to sell tickets and such. There'll be a plan. There'll be a story based off the back of it throughout the match. Like even you look at WWE Rumbles, half of them are shite. Like some of the ones you look back on, you go back to like 2001 with Austin Kane, The Rock. Like there's very few since then that have actually been really, really good. So like they are overdone, particularly in an indie show. I think if you did it on an OTT show, you'd need a thread to be tied through it. You wouldn't necessarily just have 30 people coming in and out because the crowd would just end up just going to the bar constantly getting pissed and people being more and more abuse from the crowd and lose attention. So whatever happens in January, I've full faith that it'll be well thought out and reasoned more than anything. I think they're very entertaining. Yeah.
Is the winner going to Scrapper? Is that the
hasn't been divulged yet? So like I don't know.
All I know is that it's called the Loco Rumble, and what makes a loco, I don't know.
Stands for loco. I don't know.
Just because you dance it loco.
Don't make her a hoe. No.
Are we gonna get El Gringo Loco?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Who knows?
What do you think of him, Foxy?
What?
What do you think of him, Gringo Loco?
Not the worst I've seen.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of his deathmatch stuff, and I thought you might dislike it.
Like death matches, no, not a chance.
Yeah,
I don't like. But I have seen him actually wrestle proper matches, and for what he can do, he's not necessarily like a body guy.
Yeah.
And he dresses like that would be the way I would have dressed, like being that size. So his attire matches what his body is, but his wrestling doesn't match.
Yeah.
But that's what makes it uniquely different. He's not really out of place in regards to the people that he wrestles. I'm not against that, to be honest. Like I think that's good because he does stand out for good reason. It's reminiscent of like Amazing Red. Like, what if Amazing Red was fat and and working in the new generation?
Yeah.
I know that sounds like an insult, but it's the best way I can make the comparison.
I've just had this pop into my head. What if it's a loco rumble because Joe flies a load of mini Mexican wrestlers over and we have a load of micro brawlers? That'd be
WrestleMania
gas.
14. Like.
And just like El Torito or whatever, you know, all those micro man from MLW Micro Man. That's who I want a load of them just invading the ring and just beating the piss out of Foxy.
Oh my god.
And
to get a cheap shot of Foxy, Mark. Fuck's sake.
Yeah.
Hey, look, like I'm slowly putting together like a wish list of like people that I would love to see in OTT like next year. Like one of them that's really standing out for me is Ninja Mac.
Yeah.
From Pro Wrestling Noah.
Yeah.
Like, I think he'd be a hell of a get.
Yeah.
And the matches you could have him in. Can you imagine the likes of Danny Cross or Matthew Bullet Smith or Keen Noonan or like there's so many people that he could mix it up with, and like I think that'd be potentially a match of the show. But again, I've other people on the list, but I'll talk about that at a different point. No, but the Rumble, everyone is. I will admit that everyone is very excited because finally, like Joe's kind of caved in and be like, right, I'm gonna put some thought in it, and then we'll do it. And he's put some thought into it, and we're doing it.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Omen is going over.
Oh yeah, absolutely. If there's no nostalgia pop, I don't know like why. Like you can't have a Rumble and not have some sort of Irish wrestling nostalgia pop.
Three faces of Kazza G.
The three faces of Joe. Like I could definitely see Joe doing that, like just for shits and giggles.
Yeah.
Like come out, get thrown out like fucking bushwhacker style. Go to the back, come back out in Luther Ward gimmick.
There's one name that I want in that Rumble, and it's nothing spectacular, it's nothing big, but I want Justy. I want Justy in that Rumble. And I just hope that we can make that happen, and I hope that Joe can make that happen, because that would be massive. I'd love that.
Who knows?
That's my wish. That's my wish for the Rumble. That's
Never
it.
say never.
Anything can happen.
That's next year. Before we go, we just want to touch, like I mentioned before, 2023 was a massive year for Irish wrestling. In Ireland and around the world, with the likes of LJ heading to, like we said, talked about Noah in the past, and the five Irish stars who are smashing it in WWE at the minute. Like, where do you all think Irish wrestling has gone from January 2023 to now, and where do you think it's going to be in the next 12 months? Foxy, you're the expert. You're heavily involved in the Irish wrestling scene for the last almost 2 decades. How do you think 2023 has gone for Irish wrestling?
I think 2023 has gone fantastically well, because we've had so many people kind of break out and finally get opportunities in different places to kind of show, like, not only learn their craft, but to build an audience, build a character, just build themselves over the last year. I mean, Butch Armstrong has shown that he can definitely be a solo act and also be a very serious wrestler when called upon, not just a one-trick pony, which is fantastic to see. He can still dive into it, but he has proved that he can definitely do when it's required, and that shows great versatility. Like, his wrestling skills come on leaps and bounds in the last year alone because of it. CBL has had the best year. Now, quite frankly, like the end is not the best way you would like to end it, but like 2023 has been a fantastic year for CBL. You've had debuts, you've had new faces like Keen Noonan, like finally getting shots in different promotions around the country. Boots Murphy, like getting out there, like become he was the Hard Knocks like All Ireland champion. Like it up until recently, you've had Renzo Rose absolutely smash it throughout the year. He is, like, as of recording, like he is the national champion and the NLW champion. So like it just shows like how much he's improved over the last year. It's again, Limo has just improved drastically in the last year alone. There's so many people that have like improved, like whether it be their physique, their wrestling ability, their talking ability, or coming up with a character. Like, there's been so many that have popped up over the last year. Like Jay Steins, like, has been traveling the world all this year, as well as improving on his gimmick as well. Like, Gangland is like everywhere, so to speak. But I think like LJ going to Japan, that's massive. Like, not only for Fight Factory to be able to say that, but it's massive for LJ himself, because the dude was already freakishly good, like just scary good. But I predict that in 2024, when he returns, we're gonna see a completely different monster that is like LJ Cleary. Like, we've seen returns. We've seen like Sky Davis make his return back to OTT and like just become a mercenary, like proper murking people. Like, a highlight is him against like Terry Thatcher throughout the year. Like, just absolutely destroyed him. Again, like, Terry got so much sympathy during that, but in the right kind of way. Like, push someone over the right way. And it's like Terry Thatcher's had a great fucking year as well. Like, he was the Hard Knocks champion. He's like putting on great matches there, as well as like they like coming back to Fight Factory and having a few matches there. A little bit of a series with CBL, but he has a chance to show himself to a new audience, and hopefully in the new year, like, he'll start showing a different side of his personality. hopefully, like whether in promo form or segment form, like I would like to see him be more versatile in that regard. Because we know he's a class wrestler. We know. But I know that he has more to give in different aspects, and I would love to see him delve into that a bit more. But yeah, like I know I've kind of gone on a little bit, but again, like the ladies like are like potentially as a like I sorry to date the recording, but like as of the recording are set to main event like a Irish wrestling show with a ladder match. Like it the biggest story of the year has been Session Matt Martina and Debbie Keitel. And rightfully so, they deserve the main event of a show. Like rightfully so. They've proved that they can not only tell a long story, but keep you interested in what is going on with that entire story. Like I talk about people improving over the last year. Like it like Anita Vaughn is a great example as well. Like she started to branch out and fly to different countries like Germany and I think France and Italy, but like this last year and just like again, she's honing her craft and she's getting more experience and becoming more confident in her skills. So therefore, like come next year, like I see her getting even better. And not only that, to be able to mix up with the likes of Session Matt Martina and other like Debbie Keitel, even to a degree, like you're gonna see like a very different Anita Vaughn in 2024. But it's been super fantastic, like to see the growth of so many different talents throughout the year. And I mean, like, there's so many others that I haven't named, but others are just smashing it at the moment. I think for like for 2024, we're gonna see a lot more people step up and mix it up. But I that wouldn't have happened unless you had the likes of the great imports that we've had over the last year. We've had Trent Seven, we've had Big Damo, who's been immensely helpful to everyone that he's worked with, and everyone in the back as well. Like you've had like Leighton Buzzard, who's an absolute machine, like who I can't wait to see get back. We've had Leon Slater, like which was amazing to get him, even for the short time that we had him. Like you have man like the Reese. It's so many people like throughout the year. Like I can't even name them all. But I mean, yeah, like Irish wrestling has been incredibly lucky. Like because we're very fortunate that we've been able to get these people over to help our talent grow. And hopefully may it continue with the exciting prospects of like you have AEW as well as Impact and WWE potentially doing like NXT Europe, maybe. We'll see. But again, 2024, I think is going to be unreal. Unreal. Yeah. Sorry for the long TED talk.
That's
Fuck, we thought Enzo went on. Just missing.
but that is, you are in, you're in the industry. You've been in it for a long time.
Yeah.
You see the growth. You've seen it come. You've seen people come and go. You've seen people grow and grow and grow and become like you've seen. The likes of JD and Becky and Aoife and people like that go off and become stars. And who knows who we're watching right now who are going to become stars next year and beyond. So, no better person to speak to on the subject.
I know, I have a list.
Before Colin gets into his speed, Mark.
I suppose in terms of 2023, I think in the best way possible, it was largely a transitional year, for the best way of putting it, with a lot of more established stars moving on, or people from previous generations taking a step back, and a younger guard of talent coming through from the various different schools and establishing themselves, not just in Ireland, but domestically, but also across Europe, as Foxy eloquently put, people traveling across to Germany, France, all over Europe and the United Kingdom on a regular basis, building up their own profiles, whereas compared to 2022, they would have had little to no exposure generally outside the small Irish wrestling bubble. Like Irish wrestling itself is quite a niche, small community and bubble. I think he's for such a small space, it's quite curious the amount of, the word might be, disharmony there is at times between various different promotions and internal kind of political dynamics. But also you can see over the past year there's been quite a lot of unity, which is quite nice in terms of down in the Munster region, you had one big promotion, Phoenix, that kind of imploded into two separate promotions, RCW and Hard Knox. Then you've seen people behind those coming together and kind of working together and collaborating on various different shows and teasing possible collaborations between themselves in the future as well. And then you've seen the likes of Fight Factory and RCW teaming up to comport the IWA to cater to a different audience, particularly around the Midlands and different regions outside of Cork and Dublin. So it's been a lovely year. Domestically, even, and then obviously our profile internationally has grown and our standing grown even more considerably when you consider population of Ireland, given we probably have 10 times less trainees and wrestlers in Ireland than we do than compared to most of the countries in Europe or around the world. What punching well above our weight, and in terms of the quality and the success, the Irish talent involved all come from a very small geographic area. A lot of them, like I know, like LJ and Jordan Devlin live, they're probably from about a mile apart here in this part of the world, or in a couple of miles apart rather. But look at the success they have in two different continents. One of the biggest companies in Japan and one of the biggest company in the world. So Irish wrestling's profile and appreciation has grown hugely. And also then the kind of unity that's been shown across the year with in this spirit and giving in this time of year. It's been really nice to see too.
Well said.
Nicely put. Nicely put.
Colin?
Yeah, what can I say that hasn't already been said? I think it was a massive year for Irish wrestling. 2021 we came out of COVID, that was a restart. 2022 was transitioning. 2023, I think we're back on the map again. I think from the top down, we're seeing Jordan and Aoife smash it in WWE. I think that's after putting Irish wrestling back on the map again. I think it's after putting a lot of focus on the country. I do agree with Mark that it was a very transitional year for the promotions here. And I think that they transitioned really well, and some excelled, some are still having some teething problems, trying to figure a few things out. One of the biggest things though is that we have 5 solid promotions in Ireland. This time last year, RCW and Hard Knox had only started. We didn't know if they would still be around in a year. They're both thriving. We spoke on our last show about the upcoming RCW show, which is huge, their biggest show to date. Hard Knox is continuing to knock it out of the park, so it's great to see them two add to the culture and environment that is already on the scene. NLW are selling out shows to beat the band. I think they've sold out their last 4 shows. We have Fight Factory who are in a bit of a transition, and their shows are always brilliant. They always have great shows. The audience uptake, it doesn't seem to be there. What's missing, we don't know. Katie Harvey has said that this upcoming show on the 9th of December, the show on the 9th of December could be the last in the Fight Factory premises. She doesn't know. She's going to be looking at all options. So will she go back to all ages, different venues? This form of Fight Factory might be the last form of Fight Factory that we see. So that's something that's going to change in 2024. Fight Factory is in no means going away, but it may look a bit different. And I'm all there for it. I wish them the most success, and I'll be in attendance at the future shows. And then OTT have continued to knock it out of the park through some iffy starts and some hiccups, some setbacks. We eventually got fucking Moxley in October, which was huge. And onwards and upwards, we've seen the trainees, or what were trainees last year, we still call them trainees. They were trainees or rookies last year. They were hoping to get those opportunities. We've seen them get those opportunities. Great to see the likes of Boots, Ken Noonan, Even some lesser known people. Luke Frettel got his debut this year, and we've seen some in Fight Factory as well, the likes of Scoop. And Jay Stein smashing it out of the park. Jay is fucking brilliant, and he's sent his country alight now. Fair play to him, and hopefully he's going to be everywhere. But then, of course, we see the likes of Renzo, Butch, Terry Thatcher is back to his best, setting the standard, and then we still have the stalwarts, the Session Motts, the Debbie Keitels, the Sammy D's, leading the march from the front. So, in my opinion, 2023 has been excellent. I enjoyed the roller coasters up and down, and the miles that I put in around the country. I wish everyone the most success. I think everyone has been really successful this year. I don't think any promotion has had some down points, or that they're all better off now than they were at the start of the year, and that's the best that we can hope for, and onwards and upwards in 2024.
Definitely, yeah. And just a little shout out as well to some faces who might be new to some, but maybe not so new to others. Definitely, I think one that I'm kind of enjoying watching them starting and just improving every time we see them is Francis Mercer. I think he does deserve a shout out. I think he's gone through a huge transition, and I feel like he is absorbing everything around him. I think he's taking in an awful lot, because from his first appearance at Hard Knocks compared to his confrontation with Steve Savage, like that table spot was just, I thought that was really, I thought his timing was bang on, and he's just so, he's humble as well, but you can just see that he wants to learn, so I'm really excited to see from his very first time ever seeing him to where he is now. I'm really excited to see how 2024 goes for him. And how could you not remember Step Hermanos? I mean, don't tell me that they're not going to entertain the life out of us in 2024, regardless of what I think. But to be fair, 2023 has been very, very generous to them as well. So it's nice to see some new faces on the circuit as well, giving it a go, So buzzing for those guys in 2024 as well.
Yeah. Some good words for Irish wrestling. I'm not going to start naming names because we'll be here all night if I named everybody I was going to pop out.
All right, Foxy already named them
all the names. The only one that I'm going to name once is the person I think he stole in Irish wrestling for 2023 is the Sam. I think he's actually smashed it for the whole year. Regardless of what he smashed into your face, Mark, I think he's absolutely smashed Irish wrestling. He's been everywhere. He's been OTT. He's been Hard Knocks. He's RCW. He is the same everywhere he goes. He's the life and soul of every event he's on. People absolutely adore him. Like, people worship the ground he walks on when he takes a picture with them. There's kids and adults alike who are just, I can't believe I just got a picture with the Sam. We were only at Hard Knocks last week, and there was a lad in his easily in his 30s. I met the Sam. He was just talking to one of the lads in the 5 hours. I just met the Sam, and it's like, this is brilliant. Like, he's a star. Like, he is a star, and I think the future of Irish wrestling, besides the talent that we already have in Ireland, like with people like that, is just, I can't wait to see what happens in 2024.
It's just got something. It's lightning in a bottle. It's whatever it is, and I think it's even caught him by surprise. The success he has this year, he's just like, what the fuck?
Mark by surprise. Hey,
boom.
That man just whores himself out for every show and camera he can find. He has no self-respect. He'll do anything for a bit of fame. He'll trick people who previously believed they were friends and just leave them scarred and traumatized for months after, and without any apologies for that matter. I've no
talking
time
about yourself, Jesus.
Yes, it's all about me always.
Talking about yourself.
Everything he's done this year, he hasn't said one word.
There you go.
And hasn't needed to.
Glad you're not harboring any ill feeling anyway, Mark, and that you're completely over it. That's so great to see. It's just such a high level of growth.
Don't go to bed angry. Stay awake and plot your revenge.
There you go.
In a pie chart.
Oh my God. So now,
on that note,
that
has been 2023 for the Irish Wrestling Podcast. We will be back in January ahead of the local Rumble to, if we find out any more about it beforehand, we'll let you know what's going on. But
we love a rumble.
lads, what are we doing for Christmas? What's the plans? Are we all home for Christmas?
Staying home.
Staying home,
Staying home.
Exams finished on the 23rd, going out, and then staying at home. How about you folks?
Donegal.
Oh,
Yeah,
The long drive up north.
Yeah.
Jimmy's winning matches.
Who knows?
Yeah. And we're going on a road trip with our pup. He's coming too. Definitely.
Oh, brilliant.
Yeah, definitely.
That'll be fun.
Yeah, I can't wait. It's going to be great. Crack with 16 breaks for Piddles the whole way up.
Yeah, the windows in the car will be rolled down with the smell of his fucking ass.
Leave him alone, right? He's got a little trapped wind.
A little.
Stop speaking ill of our firstborn, if you don't mind. Yeah, anyway. So, and on that note, dear.
On that note.
Exactly. Guys, thank you so much for joining us this evening. Apologies for my giggles earlier on. I'm fine now, but anyway, that was mild compared to what normally happens. But so thank you so much for joining us. If you have enjoyed this episode, please let us know. If you have not enjoyed this episode and you think there are different stars that we should be on the lookout for 2024, leave us a comment down below and subscribe to make sure that you are the first to hear of our new episodes. Don't forget to check out that fantastic exclusive with JD McDonagh. Jerry had the opportunity to sit down with him and hear how they discuss his meteoric rise over the last 6 months. He's been on our scene for so long, but he has just literally shot for the moon these last few months, and he really has landed among stars. So really take some time to check that out. Super interesting conversation and very, very proud of his achievements. And of course, as Jerry mentioned as well, Goldenboy Santos, he will be taking on Sammy D on that OTT weekend as well. And Jerry had a chance to sit down with him too, and that should be live probably about now, should be up ready to go. So make sure you are subscribed. Then check us out on social media. We are, of course, on Facebook, on Instagram, and millions and millions of views on TikTok. Please make sure that you are another one of those. Foxy, slide into his DMs and then you can pick up one fall for their very, very first comic. And we cannot wait to see what the next one is, because this one ends on a cliffhanger. As always, guys, it's been a pleasure to sit and chat wrestling, all things wrestling with you. From myself, Sensational Queen Lizzie. From himself, Booker G, 5 times. From the hardest working wrestler and part-time referee, stroke comic book producer, Foxy, Silver Fox. Mark, not at all bitter about how his 2023 went, and deep down under all of it, we know that he is so happy for the year that December's had. We know you are, Mark. Don't say any more. We know you're lost for words. We know. Oh, we love you really, Mark. We do. And best of luck in your exams as well.
Thank you very much.
That's all right, no bother at all. And of course, our wrestling aficionado, Colin, as well. Dear, it has been a pleasure. So, chat to you all soon. Enjoy wrestling. Be safe over Christmas. Be festive, but behave yourselves. Have fun. Make sure it's safe and healthy. So yeah, Merry Christmas, and I suppose
Don't
we'll
drink
see
and
you
drive.
all. Oh yeah, exactly. Oh wait, no, I can't finish that saying. Doesn't matter. I nearly did, but I won't. Anyway, have a lovely Christmas. Enjoy all of the wrestling coming your way. And here's the 2024. Bye for now.